Hi everyone, another fine day, another very very beautiful day, and I laugh because funny enough, we have to start it all over again. Someone actually complained the volume was not good, and then on checking, we actually did not have any volume. Very sorry about that. I laugh because yeah, reduce the volume. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think right now the volume thing is fixed. Sorry about that. And my that the introduction was so good. I really wish we had that introduction, but at the end of the day, we still have the money. And the good thing is we did not go into the conversation fully. So
Absolutely.
whatever the situation, we're gonna have a good day. It's gonna be a sweet. It's gonna be a wonderful conversation, and it'll be fun. Welcome to Toridey, boss.
Absolutely, Toridey, man. The pleasure, honor, and privilege is mine. I've been watching you from afar, all the great things you've been doing, not only for the community, but for the African people at large. And I admire your stance. I admire the privilege, the platform you provide for us to share our messages, right? I had to drive 4 hours to come and be here. And there's a reason why I did that. I didn't do that on a Saturday when there is Champions League sometime in the evening.
Mhm,
The national team of Cameroon is playing a friendly with Mexico later
mhm,
for nothing. I did that just to let you and everybody who is watching Toride and who follows Toride to understand that you are doing something critical, something capital to elevate us. You see, they usually say the body will only follow the mind.
mhm.
And what you're doing is you're providing a platform for people to come on and share information that changes the dynamics for us as a people. So I can only tell you the honor and privilege and pleasure is mine to be on the show today.
Boss, like I don't know how I actually talk about that because I understand all of the sacrifices. First of all, like would you ever talk? You don't already arrive. If
No,
you
not
want
yet.
one look at the level of our community, you don't already arrive
No.
married happily with beautiful kids.
Mhm,
You get a good job with your salary. You already get something where you do for impact the community and all of
mhm.
that. But then for you for drive that distance, so you
Yes,
come me and you should on and talk for 2 day.
yes.
It's actually like sincerely, I don't know if I should say happy.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I don't even confuse now.
No, no. You know, Toide, you said something important. You are right.
Hmm.
Remember, in life, your job
Hmm.
is what you do
Hmm.
for a living,
Yeah,
right? Sorry, your job is what you're paid to
to
do,
do. Yeah.
but your work is
Hmm.
what you do for a living.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm an IT professional by training. I work for, the Fortune 500 companies, but that is my job.
Hmm.
I'm paid to do that.
Hmm.
But driving for 4 hours to come up on your platform
Hmm.
to talk about different ideas, to share experiences that could change the life of somebody,
Yeah.
and that person tomorrow could be running, or could be the president of America,
Hmm.
or the president of Cameroon,
Hmm.
or the president of Burkina Faso.
Hmm.
That is my work. My
Wow.
work is to inspire people. My work is to lift people. My work is to make people believe in the version of themselves that their present circumstance doesn't permit them to see with their eyes.
Wow.
Remember, faith is the ability to see with the eyes
Hmm.
of the spirit and
Wow.
not the eyes of the body.
Physical eyes.
So it's a great, great pleasure to be on your platform.
Bro, today is going to be beautiful. I told you guys, this is someone I met him. I think the first time it was like 6 years ago, an event. When he walked in, I was like, who is that guy? When they gave him the microphone, I was like, who is that guy? When he started talking and like throughout the night, I was there for work, but I was like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? I've met him in a couple of other events, and the few things that strike me about him is not just the fact that he's smart, extremely smart. He's very, very humble, always trying to talk to people, always making sure everything is going on, always. And for me, that's it. Any person who is smart, who is humble, and who is community oriented, who is looking for ways, or who is looking for, or who's trying to do things that can help our community grow. For me, that's the respect. For me, that's respect. I have so much respect, so much love, and I always want to meet this person. When I reached out to him and I was like, "Hey, boss, I want to have you on to read it," and he was like, "Let's do this." I was like, "Wait, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming, or is this really happening?" It's going to be a beautiful conversation. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. If I open my mouth to and I say I admire some person,
Yes.
know this person has qualities
Yeah.
that can actually help our community to get to where it wants, where it's supposed to be.
I'm
When
humbled.
I realize I stutter a lot, I make a lot of mistakes. That's because
No, no
I'm
mistake.
actually shaking. I'm actually trembling, sitting next to him. More do one thing before we go right into the conversation. More share the video, and after I share the video with a full friends and family, we can go ahead to
Uh-huh.
start the conversation from the beginning. I beg
Uh-huh.
una share am.
Yes.
Yeah, you get the video.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Let me share.
yeah.
Let me share the
I
live.
think.
Now I'm on your Facebook page already.
Okay, now the volume is good.
Yes, it's very good. Yeah, I shared it already.
Yeah, wow, boss. This is
Yes.
Yeah, this is good, man. Oh God.
Yes.
So
I love social media. I love technology today.
yep,
The things technology has been able to do
do
to deliver for humanity is
humanity.
incredible.
And that is one thing our community is still lagging behind. Our community still feels like, oh, me, I know I'm beaming for Facebook. Oh, me, I know one, me, I know one, me, I know one. I look at them, I'm just like, they don't wanna go realize tune the way they live on the table or tune the way would miss them because of that mentality of where we are coming from. And now I'm not saying this to say we come from a village or a jungle or whatever,
Yeah,
whatever. But guess what? Times are changing.
absolutely.
And we have to keep up with the changing times to continue
Absolutely.
developing and helping and impacting our communities positively.
Absolutely.
Boss,
Toridey, and
yeah.
I think you touch on something very important, right?
Mhm.
A little knowledge on basic technology today. When I say technology, I'm
Yeah.
just talking about the ability to navigate through social media apps,
Yes.
efficiency apps, work apps and things like that. It's not anything that is debatable. It's
Yeah.
not something that is optional.
Mhm.
It is necessary.
Wow.
Secondly, I was reading a book the other day about the founder, Ted Turner, the founder of CNN,
Yes.
how long it took him
Mhm.
to build a media company
Mhm.
like CNN to even get profitable.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, I was watching a YouTube video of a guy
Mhm.
called Mr. Beast.
Mhm.
Mr. Beast has the greatest following on YouTube.
Wow.
His YouTube, he has about 6 or 7 YouTube channels.
Mhm.
All his YouTube channels together today are valuated at over $3 billion. So I'm just saying what you are saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying that as a people,
Mhm.
we have to walk with our heads up,
Up.
not down.
Wow.
Because when our heads are up, we are looking and scanning
Yeah.
for what is happening,
Yeah.
and we are following in that trajectory. The beautiful thing about social media
Mm.
is that it doesn't recognize it doesn't require any specialized academic skill.
Cues.
I don't know if it makes sense.
That's true.
Your specialized academic skill is the springboard
Mhm.
of what you are, is the root of
Mhm.
what you can use.
Mhm.
And social media platforms like Toridey, which
Mhm.
is what you're doing,
Yeah.
it's a springboard to take that information and that knowledge and spread it like oxygen to the world. That's why what you are doing is so critical. It's
Boss.
so important. You cannot even
If we continue the conversation without going back to your roots, they'll kill me.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about you, your names, and where you're from.
Absolutely. No, absolutely would. So my name is Gustav B. Achu.
Mhm.
Right? I'm originally from Cameroon, as you know, and a very proud Cameroonian. I
Mhm.
love that country.
Mhm.
I grew up in the Northwest region, Bamenda. I went to
Mhm.
school in CPC, 7 years in CPC.
Mhm.
Left CPC, went to the University of Yaoundé in Soa for 3 years, finished my degree in law, and then traveled to the United States. Now, in the process of growing up in Cameroon, which is the foundation of everything I do today.
Yeah.
Because when I look at where I am,
Yeah.
some of the things I do,
Yeah.
just like you introduced me,
Yeah.
and I speak on different audiences, right?
Mhm.
As a motivational speaker, as an inspirational keynote speaker, as a
Yeah.
success engineer, right? A fullness in living coach, a business coach, and a professional MC. People are always impressed. And I laugh because people are not impressed for nothing.
Mhm.
It's Cameroon,
Yeah.
that nation,
Wow.
and the foundation of how we all grew up
Mhm.
that gave me all the tools.
Wow.
Right? In Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, I would run for class prefect. I
Mhm.
would run for, some position.
Mhm.
And in those times, you have to write a campaign speech and talk in front of
Of
people.
course.
That's how I get the skills to speak.
Mhm.
I used to MC all my friends' birthday parties.
Mhm.
In Form 5, when we have, you finish GC, those
Mhm.
days now. When I finish GC, when I get
Small party
party,
for me.
don't go make spotty
Small-
ways for your head. You don't bring some small things, say, now you
Yeah.
need to go party,
That
right?
we-
And I'm here the MC that party them.
Yeah.
For high school, the same.
Yeah.
And then I come now to America, fast forward many years after.
Mhm.
I come to America, then I realized that, hey, wait a minute, Gustav. All those things you've been doing growing up, you didn't see and understand that it has value.
Mhm.
Now you are in a place and in a
Yeah.
world
Where
that you can package it
those things.
and sell it as a product.
Yeah.
That's why the platform you are providing,
Mhm.
you are also helping to teach people how
Mhm.
to package
Yeah.
into a product.
Wow.
What is that product? The product is the ability to express yourself.
Mhm.
The product is your ideas. The product is your knowledge.
Mhm.
But it has no use until you package it in a
Okay.
way that can make an impact to the set, to the buyer who will
Wow.
want to pay
Wow.
something to have it. So that's a little bit of my background. I'm married, three beautiful daughters,
Mhm.
17, 13, and 11. I've been married to my lovely wife, Megan, for the last 20 years. We live in Austin, Texas now. I spend a lot of time in Cameroon too. That's my country. That's my
Mhm.
foundation.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, no matter where you are in the world, especially in America, which is where we are,
Mhm.
America is like a hunting ground,
Yeah.
right? America is like a platform
Mhm.
to develop and do things.
Mhm.
But every community in America has their anchor
That's true.
in their country of birth. It's important to understand that.
Mhm.
That's why I go back to Cameroon at least twice a year, at the least. Sometimes I go over the last 3, 4 years, I go at least 4 times a year
Mhm.
because America is the only country that has provided a platform
Mhm.
for God's people,
Mhm.
anywhere you are, from wherever, to come in and be part of a program and then join a program to bake a cake.
Mhm.
And then you have a right to cut a slice of that cake and you can take it back home,
Mhm.
right?
You go enjoy the cake wherever you want to.
Wherever it is,
But
wherever.
and this is
Yeah.
the reason why, trust me, guys, today will be very, very interesting. Like I said, if someone is smart, is handsome like they are, and is
You give
it has good character, because for you to be married for this long and you're looking happy, you're looking, it means even back home, everything is going on well. If you don't marry it, we need waka. We do ele patch and a patch am. You know if you look like the grand frère. Now the simple truth that you know if you look happy like the grand frère. So like I and this is one other thing I thank God for, the ability to look at people and see and feel like I want to go closer to this person.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because sometimes people make the mistake of just following whoever. People make
Correct.
the mistake of, oh, I want to be like this person. But for me, it's really, really difficult to make a bad decision. I really thank God for that grace. I thank God all the time for that. Boss,
You have to, Toridey.
yeah.
And the reason why I say so,
Mm-hmm.
why you have to, because I was talking to a mentor of mine,
Mm-hmm.
successful guy
Yeah.
in his 60s, built multiple companies. When I say successful financially, socially,
Mm-hmm.
has is worth about $40 million. And I asked
Wow.
him, sir, what is the one most important thing? I know there are many important things,
Yeah.
but what is the one most important thing that a young person needs in their life?
Mm-hmm.
He thought for a minute and he said, Gustav, other than God, of course,
Mm-hmm.
you need God. That's the
Of
first most
course.
important thing. Other than God, the next most important thing you need in your life is a mentor.
Wow.
He didn't talk about capital.
Yeah.
He didn't talk about money. He
Yeah.
didn't talk about opportunity.
Yeah.
He didn't talk about any of that. He
Yeah.
talked about a
A
mentor.
mentor.
Because a mentor is somebody who teaches your brain and your mind how to see opportunity in where everyone else saw, where everyone else sees nothing.
Nothing.
How to see humility
Mm-hmm.
as a virtue.
Mm-hmm.
How to see the ability to persist
Mm-hmm.
as a virtue when everyone else will give up.
Mm-hmm.
So you talk about mentorship,
Mm-hmm.
that is something that is critical for
Mm-hmm.
any young person to go and be successful. I learned that too over 20 years ago in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always made sure I have mentors. I have people I look up to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's important to understand
Mm-hmm.
that, of course, you are not comparing with your mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Don't compare yourself with nobody,
Mm-hmm.
because the danger is when you compare yourself with somebody, you are putting a cap on who you are,
Who you are. That's true.
right?
That's true.
You are putting a cap. You are
That's
saying
true.
that, okay, because Toridey is doing this, I
This
want to be
be like
exactly like
Toridey.
Toridey.
That's a limit
That's
to
a
whatever you
limit.
can.
You
Yeah.
could even be more than Toridey.
That's
Who
true.
says you can't be?
Be
But Toridey can inspire you.
you.
Toridey can be a mentor. As I told you earlier,
Mm-hmm.
when I came today, I said, listen, there are things you are going to mentor me on.
Yeah.
I know there are televiewers might
Mm-hmm.
be surprised, but there are things you know and you are great at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to try to be great at those things when I already have
Someone
Toridey
that can help
who
me.
can help me with that. Life is about partnerships.
Wow. Boss.
Yes, sir.
Now, the conversation today is supposed to center around the immigrant dream.
Absolutely.
And I just feel like we can go all over because, man, you're loaded. You're loaded. When I say you're loaded, I know what I'm talking about. But let's start from the beginning.
Yes.
When did it strike you that, you know what, I need for four bush? Ma put
Mhm.
on the old put on.
Ah,
When,
that's
when,
it.
when, when, like that time where you really should have, be like, you know what, time to
Yes.
reach for me for shit.
Yes. You know, that's a good question. When I've always believed in my destiny
Mm-hmm.
tied to my country of Cameroon and
Mm-hmm.
tied to Africa in general,
Yeah.
right? And when I finished university, an opportunity came up for me to come to the US. And
Mm-hmm.
I started in very humble beginnings for a company that takes care of older adults. I
Mm-hmm.
came through a program for that company, and it's thanks to a great man. He's a mentor of mine too, and I have to give him a lot of credit here. He's
Mm-hmm.
called Joe Fruhour,
Wow.
one of the smartest Cameroonians I've ever known. He's
Wow.
a lawyer by training. He's out in Cameroon today. He
Mm-hmm.
practices in Cameroon. He practices in the US.
Mm-hmm.
That gentleman was able to create a program within a company called the Presbyterian Homes and Services
Mm-hmm.
in Minnesota that was able to help Cameroonians
Mm-hmm.
who are Presbyterian Christians. In
Mm-hmm.
addition to that, and
Mm-hmm.
they also get nursing assistant training. That's how I came. So when I finished university in Cameroon, I had options,
Mm-hmm.
like most Cameroonians, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe try to go into one of the professional schools, or try to go into some other thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I told myself, Gustav, in order for you to be able to impact your country, to impact your continent, and to impact your people, you need to be able to also have global experience.
Mm-hmm.
Global experience means being able to understand how the world
Works.
works. Because the people who succeed today, the nations that are going to succeed, are the people who understand the concept of interdependence.
Mm-hmm.
I depend on you,
You
you
depend
depend
on
on
me.
me. I don't know if it makes sense.
Very
It's a
true.
symbiotic
Very
relationship.
true. Very
You
true.
have a beautiful platform.
Mm-hmm.
I come on your platform.
Mm-hmm.
I share my message. It
Message.
gives your audiences a great person.
Good. Yep.
At the same time, Toridey is providing me some new friends.
That's
It's
true.
providing me some new people.
That's
It's
true.
providing me some new audiences. That is called interdependency. So that is the spirit of getting to understand the world from a global perspective
Mm-hmm.
that I told myself, you know what, Gustav? You have to dance to the beat of the drum
Mm-hmm.
that sinks in your heart,
Wow.
right? My father was a high ranking personality in the government for many
Mm-hmm.
years in Cameroon. A top politician, did a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff, and I learned a lot of things from him.
From him.
And I'm very, very grateful that he's a mentor of mine and he's my hero,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I told myself, Gustav, you have to listen to that drum in you.
Mm-hmm.
What is that drum beating? What is it telling you? What direction do
Yeah.
you want to take to also create your own impact in life?
Impact.
And that's how the whole idea of maybe traveling to America
Okay.
and building a life here, and also
Wow.
using that at some point to leverage and impact on the continent of Africa and the country of Cameroon. That's how we started.
Boss, so when you decided, you know what, man don't man need for shake. How was it for you? Like, did you just get up and you say, "Hey, family, I want shake," and it was like, "Oh, they applauded you," and then it's like, "Okay, go on." Or what was it for? What was it like? What was the struggle? What was like how you got
Yes.
to? Okay,
Uh,
wait, I give for do wait, well, like how did it happen for you?
in my case, it was very straightforward, right?
Mm-hmm.
When our big brother Jofu came up
Mm-hmm.
with the idea, right? I said,
Mm-hmm.
okay, he came and talked to my mom, and talked to me actually
Mm-hmm.
about it. Before then, each time he comes to Cameroon, he would take me around as his little brother, would drive around
Mm-hmm.
while he was organizing that for the first group of people
Mm-hmm.
that were going to travel. So I kind of saw what it's all about and all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only part where it was a struggle is because at that point for me, I had never really thought about traveling yet
Mm-hmm.
as an option, not because it wasn't there, but because I just didn't think about it. And then when he talked about it, I sat back now and I started introspecting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I decided, okay, you know what? Maybe I should try this option because my heart is telling me, Gustav, you need a little bit of global exposure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the struggle was for me is how I was going to communicate that to my father
Wow.
because my father is my hero.
Yep.
My father is the one I look up to. And he had some alternate plans for me.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't tell me, but I can imagine,
Yeah.
like every father, you know
Father,
what I
yeah,
mean?
definitely.
So I knew. So when I decided, I went and we went ahead, and when I got the visa, I had to go up. to Santa. He lived in Santa
Mhm.
all his life, as you know. He will only
Mhm.
come to Yaoundé when he has a position to work or
Mhm.
something. And I had to go to the farm. So I got to the farm to meet him. I got there right about 11 p.m. He wasn't home.
Mhm.
So he came back later. I'd already slept. And then he woke up. He usually wakes up at 4 in the morning. And he wakes up at 4 and he knocks my door. He said, Goose, come. I came. And he said, how are you? I said, fine, daddy. This is about 4:30 in the morning. And this is probably one of the most touching moments of my life.
Mhm.
I looked at him. I said, Daddy, you know, I love you. He said, yes. And he told me, he said, Gustav, you know, I love you too, my son. I said, Daddy, I've made a decision. I know it might not be something you want
You
for me
want.
right now,
Mhm.
but I have to chart my way in life. I'll be traveling to the US
Mhm.
in the next couple of weeks. And I'm not coming here for us to debate about it. I'm
Wow.
coming to get your blessings before
Wow.
I move. Okay.
Yeah.
And while I said that, I went down on my knees. My
Wow.
dad looked at me. We looked at each other for about 35 minutes without saying a word. And he placed his hands on my head and he blessed me. Now, that also told me something about his ability, despite someone who was never been really, when I say exposed, he didn't, like many parents, they really
Wow.
didn't believe yet at
Yeah.
that time that the
Yeah.
possibilities,
Oh yeah.
they
You
believe
coming
when
here?
their kids go to the Europe or
Mhm.
America, they never come back,
Mhm.
they are gone, right? But he was able to step out of himself, bless me and say, my son, go ahead, right?
And do
So
what
that
you want to do.
what you want to do, face life, go do what your heart is
Mhm. It's
telling
telling
you
you
to
to
do.
do.
So in terms of that challenge,
Mhm.
making that move when I decided I was shake,
Mhm.
that was the toughest part for me. That was the toughest part for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine, man. And then now, this is the thing though. While we're having this conversation, I want you to pay attention to especially what he's saying, because what he was just telling us now is you deciding you want
Yes.
shake, you want to travel,
Yeah.
and then how to communicate it to your family.
Absolutely.
Guess what? He already made the effort,
Yes.
got the visa and everything, and then just presented this is my project. It was not like you
Yes.
went to them and told them, I want travel. When I get a struggle, do all thing for me.
Uh-huh.
It's completely, I'm not saying people should not do that, but then when you don't already make that effort, you don't already provide, you don't already acquire the visa,
Yeah.
you don't already do almost everything. It shows how serious you are about the project. So even
Yes.
if now woo,
Yes.
he not get no choice but for bless you.
Correct.
You understand?
Correct.
So we need to pay attention to whatever he's saying. And now when you go to America,
Yeah.
how was it for you? Your first time, your first day, and everything.
Listen,
That
like most people, right? It's usually
immigrant.
listen, Toridey. That means, you know, the thing is, since we're coming to work for an organized company, right?
Mhm,
Number one, the guys had prepared, they had some company bags, they had some company t-shirts, and then they
mhm.
had $300 in their bag, right?
Wow.
In the bags for each of
Mhm,
us. So we got to the airport, they welcome us with balloons and
mhm,
everything. We're on something called an R1 visa, which is a religious worker visa, right?
mhm.
So we get there,
Does it
they
still
pick
exist?
it still exists, yes. It's a
Okay.
category of visa.
Mhm,
Yeah. So they picked us up in a school bus, drove us to the apartment where we're going to stay. The next day, we started nursing
mhm,
assistant classes and we started working, right? Now, in all fairness, the transition for me was a lot easier. It's not typical,
mhm,
but it was a lot easier for me and the 16 people we came in that same group.
mhm,
Overall, Mr. Jofu,
mhm,
our brought together about 40 people
mhm,
to do in that program
mhm.
because it was a program where Presbyterian homes couldn't get
Wow.
staff in America,
Yeah.
so they had to get staff sourced in from different parts of the world.
Mhm,
Exactly. So when they carried us in the bus, 10 p.m. in the night, is dark. The first thing I noticed was just the size of the road spa.
mhm.
Massa, for someone coming from
Yeah.
Bamenda,
Yeah.
went to school in Yaoundé, most travel has been Douala.
Yeah.
By before I even came, I'd gone to Kumba to see my
Mhm,
boy Ejele Victor.
mhm.
So when I think about all those roads, and then I find myself on this 5-lane road, boy, I couldn't even stop looking.
You were just looking like,
Eyes.
wow.
In fact, before then, guess what, Toridey? Our port of entry was Atlanta,
Mhm.
right? President Nyambi Scott's
Yeah.
city, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, when we got to that airport, that place is a city.
Yeah.
I looked at that airport because we first of all landed in Switzerland, in
Yeah.
Zurich. Zurich is a relatively
Yeah.
smaller
Small.
airport,
Yeah.
but coming from Douala Airport, I felt like Zurich was
Was
this
big.
big. And then I get to Atlanta,
Atlanta,
I'm
you're
like,
like, damn.
hey. But something important to happen that day.
Mhm,
When we got to Atlanta, I looked at the size of the airport. We get to Minnesota, I looked at the size of the roads. I
mhm.
looked at the size of the buildings. I subconsciously told myself, Gustav, the size of your dream has to be bigger
Bigger.
now.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Don't fear.
Fear.
Expand that dream.
Mhm.
Whatever it is you are thinking as an immigrant,
Mhm.
expand that dream. Now, the beauty is, I know there are a lot of people who will
Mhm.
be listening to us. They might not be living in America.
Very true.
That is not an excuse. You
Yeah.
don't necessarily even have to. And I'll explain to you during the program
Mhm.
how to leverage the
Mhm.
global economy from wherever you are.
Yeah.
But that is exactly how it felt when I got here. And subconsciously, I told myself, Gustav, whatever it is you thought was your dream, come to America, maybe work hard a little bit, get
Mhm.
married, maybe buy a home and this. Start thinking
What bigger
about the
thing?
biggest thing that can scare you, right? So that is where 23
Wow.
years ago, I started subconsciously thinking about how to elevate our people, how to inspire us, how to make our minds drive our bodies, because the mind is the engine,
That's
it's
true.
not the body.
That's true.
The mind, if the mind can't see it, the body won't follow
Follow
it.
it. Wow.
That's how it started for me, right? And
Wow.
I've been on that path since then till today, trying to change minds, trying to change belief systems. Because you and me come from systems where, number one, we are told no a lot.
Yeah.
There's a study that says if I tell you no 7 times, I need to tell you yes 16. If I tell you you cannot do it seven
Mm.
times, one time, sorry,
Mhm.
I need to tell you 16 times that you can do it
Do
for you
it
to
to
believe.
convince you. Yeah. Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
If I tell you no 7 times,
Mhm.
I need one time, sorry, I need to tell you yes 7 times for you to believe that you're capable,
Wow. And that's
right?
what we've been through. Because too many
Exactly.
knows. We just feel like, man, I don't think if
Exactly.
ever happen again.
Remember when you were growing up, right?
Mhm.
The assertive children are looked upon as strong head picking them.
Yeah.
But we are now living in an economy where you have to be
Assertive.
assertive.
Very
What were
true.
you telling me here when I got here?
Yeah.
Boss, I was a very shy person.
Mhm.
I've always been an introvert. I
Mhm.
can't even believe today I tried to find somebody. I just wanted to be me behind the
Mhm.
camera, do
Mhm.
what I know how to do. I
Yeah.
wanted somebody else to be the host. I can't find
Yeah.
nobody. Now I'm the host. You see how you've transformed?
Yeah.
It
Very
was
true.
all in your mind. It was all a belief
That you
system
cannot do it.
that you cannot do it,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. So that is how, I started leveraging that dream and started understanding what the American dream means,
Wow.
especially to an immigrant,
Wow.
because that is all that really interests me. How to leverage this nation for the betterment of yourself first, your family, your community, and your anchor as an immigrant.
Boss. Man, no, these are the type of conversation we need to have always. These are the kind of videos you want to share. These are the kind
Absolutely.
of videos you want to invite somebody to come and watch. So they don't only watch the video later and ask questions, but also they can watch the video right away and ask their immediate question. I see so many
Absolutely.
people actually asking questions already. We'll get to those questions definitely. But for now, let us use the time that we have to dig deep into. Man, this guy is something else. This guy is something else. Boss, I want to ask you this question though. So
Yes.
when you got here, now how did you make the decision of okay, maybe this is the dream I want to chase?
Hmm.
This is because that's one other challenge many people have.
Yes.
You get here, they talk say people they ever to say the play with they receive you for a year
Hmm.
will determine what you become.
Hmm.
Not true though to an extent. But me,
Correct.
I feel like the way they think also because if they
Yes.
receive you for a year for under bridge,
Hmm.
if you don't decide say you know stay under bridge, you know stay under bridge. If they
Absolutely.
receive you for a year for mansion, if you don't
Hmm.
decide say you end up now for under bridge, you end up for
Hmm.
under bridge. So like how was it for you? How did you get to making the decisions
Correct.
that helped you
Hmm.
transition and become the person that you are today?
Absolutely. And that's a brilliant question. You are right, Toridey,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times people think there is a once magic one. No,
Mm-hmm.
there's no one magic one.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, life is a journey,
Mm-hmm.
right? The most important thing is that there are no losses, there are only lessons.
Wow.
Pay attention
Mm-hmm.
as you keep going. The truth of the matter is 99% of people, I came to America at 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
99% of people at 23 years old, including myself,
Mm-hmm.
was not clear about what my dream is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality.
Wow.
But all I knew in my heart
Mm-hmm.
is that I was made for more.
Mm-hmm.
That there is something I have in me
Mm-hmm.
that the world has to see,
Mm-hmm.
that I have to be able to provide to the world, that
Wow.
I'm the only person that can do that at
Mm-hmm.
the most excellent level.
Wow.
That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now, when you have that in mind, what happens is that as an immigrant, when you come to America, my first advice to everybody,
Mm-hmm.
first thing, Settle down. Settle down means what? Figure out your stay.
Mhm.
That's important.
Mhm.
Now, stay is taken care of.
Mhm.
The second thing, as you said, the person who picks you up from the airport a lot of time influences you.
Mhm.
They are great people.
Mhm.
They are loving people. For
Mhm.
anybody to receive you in a foreign country,
Mhm.
appreciate them. That's
Yeah.
your God in
Very
that
true.
country.
Very
It
true.
doesn't matter how it went down. A
Mhm.
lot of people are ungrateful and they
Mhm.
start talking bad about people who pick them.
Almost
It's not
them.
good.
Yeah.
When somebody makes that sacrifice, even if they bring you to sleep on their couch,
Mhm.
you could be sleeping under the bridge, as you
Rich.
said. Now, they are good people in the sense that what? If you ask the temperature from a giraffe,
Mhm.
the giraffe will tell you about the temperature up
Up
there.
there.
If you ask the temperature from a tortoise,
Una dey see why way I wanted him on Toridey. But continue.
eh,
Yeah.
if you ask the temperature from a tortoise, the tortoise will tell you the temperature from.
Down there.
Both of them are correct.
Correct.
They are just at different altitudes. So the second thing I advise anybody when you immigrate into America,
Mhm.
anywhere else in the world.
Wow.
Number two, be curious.
Mhm.
We tend to be very comfortable easily.
Mhm.
When I say be curious, try to learn what you don't know. When I say learn, I'm not saying go to some school. No.
Mhm.
Today we have opportunities to have everything. Do you know that if you read a book a month, by the end of the year, you've read 12 books?
That's
Do you
true.
know that in 10 years, you've read material that is more than a master's degree?
Wow.
Does somebody need to come give you a certification to say you have a master's for you to feel valuable?
No.
Can't you do that? Isn't that learning?
That's true.
Isn't that knowledge that you acquire? What I'm talking to you today, I went to the university, I studied law.
Mhm.
I came to America, I went to one of the top business schools in the University of California in Berkeley. I
Mhm.
studied marketing and international business. Am I
Mhm.
talking to you today about law?
Nope.
Am I talking about marketing?
No.
Where did I learn this?
Wow.
I read a book a month. I listen to YouTube videos of mentors.
Wow.
I learn because I decided that I want to pursue the path of inspiration and
This is good,
upliftment.
man.
So I started investing my time, I started investing my money to buy books, to pay for seminars, to buy videos, to buy trainings on how the top inspirational speakers got themselves there. Now take that and put in the concept of what you want to do, right?
Mhm.
So the second thing is becoming curious.
Mhm.
The third thing, do something. Sometimes we spend too much time planning,
Mhm.
Toridey.
And I'm making oh,
The
correct.
most perfect plan will always fall short from an imperfect plan that was executed upon, even if it ended up in failure. Because when you win,
Mhm.
you get the experience and the benefits. When you lose, you get the lessons. You understand?
No, boss, I
So
dey
do
get you.
something.
Yeah.
Do something.
Yeah.
When I say do something, it means take action. The
Wow.
fourth most important thing,
Mhm.
and this is one of the beauty about America,
Yeah.
there is room for everybody. What I mean is, a lot of times people think to themselves, right?
Mhm.
When they come to America, they think to themselves, they must necessarily have to pursue something that technically from the culture we come from is prestigious. I
Mhm.
must go to some formal school. I must
Mhm.
have some bachelor's degree. I
Mhm.
must have some masters. I'm not despising all of that, but
Mhm.
I'm saying the economy we live in today,
Mhm.
trust me, brother, hear from me very well today. The economy we use today is a skill and value-based economy. It's not an academic economy. It's
Very
not an economy for degrees and papers. It's an economy for what you can do.
Very true.
That is why a guy that I hired 6 years ago when I got to Austin,
Mhm.
he started mowing my lawn. He had an old Ford pickup. The
Mhm.
Ford would walk like
Yeah. And you're
right?
like, I hired
I
him.
hired him. He started mowing my lawn. Today, 6 years after, he has 4 teams,
Wow.
4 different trucks,
Wow.
and two staff, a team.
Wow.
I asked him the other day when he came to mow, because we were friends now, family, his kids come
Mhm.
over. He told me, boss, business is not bad. It's slowed a little bit, but it's okay.
Mhm.
I said, how many houses do you have in my community?
Mhm.
He said he has 100 houses. I said, how much do you charge the people? He
Oh,
charges them
Lord.
$100 to mow twice a month. $100 times 100 houses. How much is that? $10,000 a
A
month.
month.
That is for one team. You multiply that by 4 teams, that's
Oh,
about $40,000
$40,000.
a month. You multiply that by 12, that's about 4 times 12, 48. That's
80,000
480,000 Jesus Christ of Nazareth dollars
dollars.
a year. The guy doesn't even speak English well. I know for a fact he
Wow.
doesn't even have a GC advanced level or
Yeah.
GED as we
Yeah.
talk, right?
Yeah.
But all he did, he applied himself.
Yeah.
Same thing. Same simple thing, bro. As you can tell, I love boots. I
Mm-hmm.
always wear boots.
Yes.
So I have a particular pair of boots I love. I've had it for 8 years.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of these pair of shoes where you have this emotional attachment.
Mm-hmm.
So the sole is bad, and I went to repair the sole. I
Mm-hmm.
stopped by at the shoemaker yesterday to drop my boots to be repaired before I started driving to Dallas last
Mm-hmm.
night. And you know what this guy charged me? I bought that pair of boots for $275. You know what this guy charged me? He charged me $134 to repair that boots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But because I love the
The
boots,
boot.
I want to bring it back to life.
Mm-hmm.
Now think about it, Toridey.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will come to America.
Mm-hmm.
His skill set from Cameroon is a shoe
Shoe
mender,
mender.
as we say. And
Yeah.
he will come, he's struggling to go to some school to become some registered nurse
Yes.
or to become some great IT guy,
Yeah.
and he's not succeeding.
Yeah.
Then he's frustrated, he feels embarrassed, then he starts feeling like he's
Yep.
not enough,
Enough.
he's not capable of
Start
becoming
running away
successful.
from the community.
Instead of just going him and finding a
Polishing the
way,
skill that you came
polishing
with.
that shoe mender skill. Find out if there's a certification you need to be a shoe mender.
Yeah.
Register your business for $300 in the
Dollar.
state of Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and go find a place, even if it's the basement of where you live or your apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Put your advert on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
put your advert on social media. Somebody is going to call you to say, hey, pa, I want to repair my shoe.
Shoe.
Do we have a Cameroonian shoe mender?
I don't think so.
Do we have anybody I can pay
I
$140 to
don't
repair
think
my
so.
boots?
I don't think so.
That's the
Don't.
fourth thing. Start with what you have where you are while you have the big picture in mind.
Wow.
Change is not always necessarily good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we aspire to think we have to do something better or
Mm-hmm.
something bigger. What is better? What is bigger? My fridge got bad. I've had that fridge for 7 years, the double door fridges,
Mm-hmm.
right? I call my not insurance, these people who insure your fridges in case it gets bad. You can call them to repair it. Warranty people.
Mm-hmm.
The warranty guys tell me, Gustav, we are sorry. Based on the years of this fridge and the
Mm-hmm.
depreciated value, we can only give you $450. But my compressor is bad. The label and everything, the guy came and told me it's going to cost $800, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do? Warranty sends me the 450. I have to put another 350 on it. I call the guy, Mexican guy. He calls me, Gustav, I'll come on Monday. I've ordered the part. The part comes. He comes in 25 minutes. He replaces my compressor. The compressor is $350. $450 is his service fee for that job.
For 25
How many
minutes.
Cameroonian
For
refrigerators
25
repairers do
minutes.
you know? Everyone cannot be an IT guy.
That's true.
Everyone cannot be a registered nurse. Everyone
Nurse.
cannot be an NP.
Yeah.
Everyone is not going to be a doctor. I respect all these professions.
Yeah.
They are great. But what I'm saying is that we live in a time and a country where everyone has room for
Yeah.
what their skill is.
And
Toridey, I have so many stories I can tell you about these things.
Boss, what you're saying is actually I was having a conversation with someone, one of my friends who came in here the other day, and we're just talking on the phone with other friends. Guys, for those who are watching, you guys can see how important these conversations are.
Absolutely.
One thing we must learn to do in our community is value and respect and support the people who have
Yes.
decided to share their experiences. Any
Absolutely.
kind of question where I go ask, you go answer. Whether I go demean, whether I go degrade it or whatever,
Doesn't
it go
matter.
answer because it want bless our community. Please go ahead
Absolutely.
and share the video
Yes.
so as many as possible people can watch. We have people who have been here for so many years. I think that's the next thing I want to talk about.
Yes.
We have people who have been here for so many years. We have people who are coming. We have people who will come. 100 years from now, me and you know will be. But guess what?
Absolutely.
We want to have a conversation that even 200, 300, 500 years from now, the picking, if you watch the video, they feel like, you know what, I can pick this and this and this and
Yes.
run with it.
Exactly.
The question I want to ask you now, one of the challenges we get for our community right now. Now, the fact is, some people didn't come here long ago. You
Mhm.
understand? They don't try this, they don't try this, they don't try this. Maybe they never actually get to their immigrant dream.
Mhm.
Do you think sometimes it be late for start all over, or like what will you say to someone who has been here long enough and
Mhm.
there is a struggle around?
Correct. Thank you for that question, because it comes to the fifth point I wanted to make when I'm
Mhm.
outlining the different things an immigrant should do
Voila.
based on my experience.
Yeah.
Right? Number one, it's never late.
Mm-hmm.
Life is a process, as we know.
Mhm.
In life, as one of my mentors, Les Brown says,
Mhm.
in life, you're either in a problem,
Mhm.
you're getting out of a problem,
Problem.
or you're heading towards
Your
one.
pro- and if you don't find yourself in that position, then you're not
You're not
living.
doing nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
If you are not doing nothing, then you can be a safe cocoon in
Yeah,
your house
yeah,
and nothing is happening. But if you're trying something,
yeah,
you will fail at something.
yeah.
You have to get used to the fact that you fail. Now, for somebody who've been here a while and have tried different things, number one, it's never too late.
Mm-hmm.
Remember McDonald's, the McDonald's
Yeah.
restaurant we eat today in,
Mm.
and it's the most popular restaurant, the number one real estate holder in
Mm-hmm.
the world. People don't realize
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's is the biggest real
It's
estate
the holder.
holder in the world,
Has properties
all over the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
The person who founded McDonald's at 52 years old. So
Wow.
it's never late. My dream, a goal in my life,
Mm-hmm.
what the American dream amounts to me.
Mm-hmm.
I am 46 years old today,
Mm-hmm.
and by the age of 55, my dreams, my aspiration is to have a net worth of at least $10 million.
Wow.
Am I there yet?
No.
No. But will I get there?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? Where I started 20 years ago is not necessarily where I am today.
Wow.
I've done quite a lot of things. I became an LPN.
Mm-hmm.
I started selling used cars.
Mm-hmm.
I've done network marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I've done shipping containers.
Wow.
But I always kept that definite final work. Remember, I talked about your job and your
Mm-hmm.
work.
Mm-hmm.
What is my work has always been close,
Mm-hmm.
even when I'm trying every other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because those things to me, I am looking at them as a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I work today as an IT professional, it's just a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a job.
Mm-hmm.
That is what permits me
Mm-hmm.
to have a little bit of liberty
Mm-hmm.
and financial freedom to be able now to work on my work.
Wow.
Do I make sense?
Very
So for
true.
somebody who is in a position where they are feeling, oh, I've tried everything, I've failed, my American dream is done, my brother, my sister, I want to tell you, it's not over until you win. Number one, it's important to define what the American dream means to you.
Yeah.
You see, one of the pitfalls we fall a lot today, a lot of people get trapped, is that Toridey's dream is not my dream.
Dream.
Toridey's vision of achievement
Mm-hmm.
is not my vision of
Your father's
achievement.
vision was not your vision.
Simple.
Your father's vision for you.
Exactly. Right? So if I am basing success by the definition of what it means, by my perception of what it means to Toridey,
Mm-hmm.
then there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That is why today a lot of people feel like they need to keep doing something else,
Mm-hmm.
do something new,
Mhm.
maybe buy a bigger house,
Mhm.
maybe buy a second Mercedes,
Yeah.
maybe buy some more Gucci's,
Mhm.
maybe because their perception of that guy who has two houses, who has a Mercedes, who has Gucci, he is successful. So their perception of success is that person. It's not the definition of success for
them.
themselves. So I tell everybody, you have to define what the American dream
It's for you.
is for you. I have my wallet over there. I have a little piece of paper in it. I wrote it 10 years ago, no, 14 years ago. The things, including what I just told you, that I want to be able to make sure I've achieved with my life by the time I'm 55 years old. I have it in all my wallets. I've changed my wallets many times over the years because every day I pick it out, I look at it, and I keep that dream.
Wow.
That is my own American dream.
Wow.
That is my own definition of American dream. It will never be a definition of somebody else's dream. Somebody else's dream could be having a big yacht in Miami.
Yeah.
Fine for you.
Yeah.
But that is not my dream.
Yeah.
And it's all good. So I am encouraging people that you have to define what that dream is for you and make sure that the definition of that dream is what gives you true contentment.
Wow.
And satisfaction on the inside. So it's never late. Start a new thing. Let me tell you something, my brother. I remember when I got into IT, I always use that as an example. I had come to the US, practiced as an LVN, went to business school, left business school, University of California in Berkeley, went back to Cameroon, joined my uncle who was doing a fantastic business called, by the way, big shout out to Nature's Gift for Life, NG4L. It's a great natural product company, global company headquartered in Cameroon. My uncle and the beautiful wife, they own that company. So I went back, we worked together for about 3 years, expanded the market in Nigeria and all those places. And after 3 years, it didn't really work out based on my dreams. I had to come back to the US.
Yes.
Now, when I was coming back to the US, I was finished already. I was broke. I came back, I filed for bankruptcy. I paid over $150,000 to bankruptcy court. I
Wow.
foreclosed on 2 homes we had before I left. The
Wow.
only thing that was left and believed in me was my wife and my children, right?
Wow.
So I had to start over. And that's when I even learned about IT programs and how to get into IT,
Wow.
right? And that's how I got into IT as a way to give me a little breather
Mm-hmm.
to now look at what my work is and continue to work
Do
on
what you want.
my
Yeah.
work. So now, why I'm saying this story is because wherever you are with your life right
Yeah.
now, it is not
Over.
over. It doesn't matter what age you are.
Mm-hmm.
The other important thing I want to highlight,
Mm-hmm.
consistency is important. What
Very
I
true.
mean by that,
Very true.
find one thing
Mm-hmm.
and stick with that one thing for a little bit.
Yeah.
You see, a lot of times people give up before the logical conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example. I've been actively, as I told you, I need your help
Mm-hmm.
with building my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I've been actively promoting my YouTube channel now for the last probably 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still somewhere at about maybe 300 followers.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, if you're listening to us, please go to YouTube and
YouTube.
subscribe to my channel. But
Can you give them the YouTube channel?
you are enough with Gustav B. Achu.
Mm-hmm.
And awesome, right?
Guys, for those who are actually watching, and I see so many comments. My brother Jabia, Akale, my sister Betila. I know you guys are like, man, are these people ignoring us? No, I'm not ignoring you guys. Just like you guys, I'm actually enjoying the conversation. My bae Sylvia, my boss Fende. Yeah, like I said, I'm not ignoring you guys. Me try to enjoy the conversation. Me try to learn. So I beg una just be patient a little bit with us. We'll get to you
Yes,
guys.
we'll
You were
get
saying something, boss.
yes. So I was saying that, right? For
Mm-hmm.
example, my YouTube channel is that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I was watching a lot of YouTube mentors trying to mentor me and teach me on how to grow my
Go ahead,
YouTube
channel.
channel, what I realized is for most of them, it took them over a year to even get their first 1,000
Yeah,
subscribers, right?
yeah,
And it took them about 5 years to really get a solid footing.
yeah,
Now, the key question, do you have the staying power?
yeah.
A lot of people will start the channel 4 months later, they don't have
Can you
subscribers,
even
they
say
give
up
up.
to 4 months? After 3 weeks, their family members don't subscribe. They're like, damn, I'm
They
not
angry. I
doing
don't
this.
want to do this, right? You start maybe a clothing business, and shout out
Yeah,
to my boy GFL Clothing.
yeah,
You know, Gib and Gia,
yeah,
the great guy. You know,
yeah.
one of the Don Murphy, all these great guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have been putting in the time. You know, Stan Lion, all these people doing
Yeah,
different things. They are putting in the time and
time.
staying consistent.
Yeah.
The beginning is usually tough.
Mm-hmm.
The middle is messy,
Mm-hmm.
boy, but the end is
So
rosy and
sweet,
sunny.
so sweet,
Sweet,
so
right?
sweet. And
Sweet.
the funny thing is
The
that is
difficult the battle, the sweeter the victory.
victory.
Right?
The funny thing is that is where we focus on when we want to start this journey. We
Yeah.
focus on the finished product.
Yeah, no.
We ignore the
No.
beginning, the struggles, the hardship,
Yes.
and all of that.
It's
And then
bad.
we jump into the race and we're like, oh, I want to become like Gustav.
No.
And then when you get there, and then life actually nature starts saving you with the things that is
Of
supposed to make
course.
you become Gustav. We're like,
Of
no, no, no,
course.
no, no. I don't think I
Yes.
want to be Gustav
Of
anymore.
course. Of course.
Boss,
Yes, sir.
um, you have spoken to people who've been here for some time.
Yeah.
I know you have actually laid down some points that any person who is an immigrant
Mhm.
should follow to actually
Mhm.
help get them to where they were supposed to be.
Mhm.
But I still want you to throw some light on people who are new, people
Yes.
who are fresh,
Yes.
people who are 1 month, 2 months.
Yes.
Let's say people who got here 2023.
Mhm.
What do you think they're supposed to be doing to
Yes.
get to where their immigrant dream
Absolutely.
can be achieved?
Absolutely. The first thing for anybody getting here new,
Mm-hmm.
first thing, learn a skill. Learn one skill.
Mm-hmm.
One skill.
Mm-hmm.
One skill means pick one thing and learn.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. It could be maybe social media editing.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a refrigerator. It
Mm-hmm.
could be driving a truck.
Mhm.
It could be maybe going to a formal school to get a degree. Anything, just pick one skill and learn. As I said earlier, we are living in an economy which is a skill-based economy.
Very true.
It's a skill and knowledge-based economy.
Economy.
It's not a certificate economy.
Mhm.
It's not a degree economy. Of course, there are jobs that are always going to require that, medical
Mhm.
doctors, MPs,
Mhm.
all that stuff.
Mhm.
But in all
But at the end of the
reality,
day, even those jobs, it's about the skills,
it's about
not
the
just about the
skill.
certification.
That's right. It's a
Yeah.
combination. So learn a skill. Number two, my advice to them: ask yourself, what is it that I bring to the table? What is it that I already have with me as a skill?
Mm.
What is it that I already have with me as knowledge
Mhm.
and start enhancing and duplicating that.
Mhm.
Number three, be curious. Talk to people.
Mhm.
You see, I go to events a lot,
Mhm.
right? As you know. And a lot of people, grandfather, glad to see you. Grandfather, oh man, it's a great pleasure. Let's take a picture. But very few people ask me, this is what I'm trying to do, big
Do.
brother. How can you guide me?
Mhm.
I don't know if it makes sense.
No, you're making sense,
Right?
boss.
Be curious. Ask people what they do. Talk to people. Call somebody who you look up as a mentor. Say,
Mhm.
big brother, please, can I take you out for lunch?
Mhm.
When you take them out to lunch, pay
Lunch.
for the lunch,
Lunch.
even if they are millionaires.
Yeah.
They want to pay. Tell them, no, 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 big bro. I brought you out. You know why? Because that piece of knowledge that you can get, that piece of advice might be what will define your life.
Very
Let
true.
me tell you a simple story. A few months ago, I banked with a credit union in Austin called Austin Telco Credit Union.
Mhm.
A few months ago, I walked into the bank and it was one of those lazy Mondays or Tuesdays. So the bank was empty. And there was just one client in the bank, shabby looking Mexican guy, right? Standing at the counter. His clothes looked
Funny.
muddy. You
Mhm.
could tell. I mean, he was shabby because you
Mhm.
could tell his work is
Mhm.
outdoors,
Mhm.
probably construction or one of
Mhm.
those things. So I looked at him. I became curious because the way the receptionist, the
Mhm.
bank teller, welcomed him, Mr. Carlos, good to see
You're
you.
like this
I
guy.
said, okay. I said, let me hear something here, right? Because my natural default small mind
Yeah.
was already trying to make judgment on
Yeah.
something that I don't
You
even
know.
know, right? So I quickly told myself, Gustav, get out of there, shut up, shut up. Get back to the big mind.
Mhm.
The big mind is the spirit seeing what the eyes cannot
Cannot
see,
see.
right? So I became curious. And the lady said, Mr. Carlos, how can I help you? He said, yeah, I want to do a transaction. How are you? He couldn't even speak English very well.
Mhm.
And the lady said, do you want to do a withdrawal? He said, yes. Do you want to know your bank account balance? He said, yes. The lady said, checking or saving? He said, both of them. The lady said, do you want me to write it? He said, no, just tell me. Then I started looking at the lady's mouth. Savings account, $9,462,000. Checking account, 27,200 and something thousand. Toridey, I looked at that guy. I said, Jesus, thank
Jesus.
you for bringing me in his
Yeah,
presence
today.
today. So when he left, I quickly went to the teller. As I finished going outside,
Wow.
God so kind, he was still sitting in his truck.
Mhm.
So I go and knock his window. I said, hey, man, sorry, I'm a big black guy. I
Mhm.
know how America works.
Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
don't judge me.
Yeah.
I'm an immigrant in America. And when I meet people, I try to find out what they do because I want to figure out what kind of business I could get involved. What do you do for a living, if I might ask you? He laughed. He said, well, I'm into construction. I said, what exactly? He said he has these construction trucks that tip on the side to
Mhm.
throw gravel and sand and all that stuff.
Mhm.
I said, how long have you been in America? He said, 17 years. I said, how long have you had that business? He said, 12 years. I said, how many people do you employ? He says, 200 and something people.
Wow.
How many trucks do you have? He said he had 27 trucks. Now I started doing my own extrapolation.
Wow.
I understood now why Mr. Carlos's balance could be $27 million.
Wow.
But could you tell looking at him
Nope. And that is what we do every day.
that
We go
is
around concluding on people, whereas these people are actually the ones providing for the society,
and doing stuff,
doing
right?
stuff.
So the reason why I share this story is to say that be curious, talk to
People.
people. Now imagine that I was interested in that construction business.
Mhm.
Wouldn't I just say, Mr. Carlos, if you
Can
don't
you
mind,
hold
please,
my
can you
hand?
share me your card?
Yep.
Do you have a job I can come work for your company
Mhm.
so that I can learn that business? Do you think he will refuse?
No.
Let me tell you, 99% of human beings are good people.
Very true.
Human beings
Very true,
love
boss.
to be looked upon as
Very, very
good.
true,
Human
boss.
beings want to be regarded as kind.
Wow.
A lot of times people don't get because they don't ask.
Yeah. We don't create the
We
opportunity.
don't ask.
Yep.
You understand? So if you are new in America, you are a new immigrant coming into this country, please be curious. When you go to parties, don't just dress well, look nice, eat chicken, dance, and leave. Shake hands, talk to people.
Ask questions.
If you are new, the other thing I want you to do, go and make for yourself a business card.
Mhm.
Google online, you will see different online companies where you
Mhm.
can just go design a basic business card.
Mhm.
What your name is,
Mhm.
give yourself a title
A
for
title.
yourself. Give yourself CEO of myself company,
Mhm.
whatever it is. Make a business card. Put it in your pocket every time you're going out.
Mhm.
Parties, anything. When you meet people, shake their hands, give them your
Hand them
card,
your card.
tell them, hey, I'm coming in. I'm trying to understand what kind of business to get involved in. If you don't mind, what do you do for a living? Can you help educate me a little bit what it is? That's how you learn. That's how you start seeing. Because for a lot of immigrants coming into America,
Mhm.
the opportunities are minimal because we are seeing from the eyes of what we grew up in,
That's true.
which is no opportunity.
That's true.
Where we grew up in a shoe mender is a poor person.
Mhm.
Most likely they cannot afford to
For
feed.
yeah.
But where we are now today, where I went and gave my boots, that guy has 4 of those stores.
Yeah.
He's certainly a millionaire. I know that.
Definitely.
No question
Definitely.
asked. You
Definitely.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where we grew up in, you will never tell Mr. Carlos is the owner of the trucking
Yeah.
company because he won't be driving a
Yeah.
truck, right? But where we are in, Mr. Carlos is the general. He's not only telling people what to do, he's driving the truck to show them.
Mhm.
Where we grew up in, my friend I'm a Marsha, who
Mhm.
is a lawnmower guy I talked
Mhm.
about. He would be looked upon as a guy who clears the grass and
Mhm.
lives in one of the poorest areas of town.
Mhm.
Where we are in today, he's the guy who clears the
Different.
grass, has a company that generates $500,000, $500,000 a year, right? So we have to understand that mind switch. We
Mhm.
have to put off the lights of all the things we've learned and start unlearning them and
Wow.
learning the new things. We have to recognize that what means status in the countries where we come from
Come
as
from
immigrants is not status in
status.
America because nobody really gives. Who cares?
Who really cares, boss?
Who cares?
Who really
Your
cares?
neighbor who is getting up every day mowing his lawn,
Mhm.
like a neighbor I had in Minnesota, I noticed that his kids will come leave their grandkids. Regular guy
Mhm.
lived in a small home with his wife. They'll come leave the grandkids. He had a Camry. His wife had a old minivan to carry the kids. One day his letter came into my mail by mistake. You know how townhouses are, right?
Mhm.
They can put somebody's letter in
Mhm.
the other box. I took it. I went to Google his name. I realized the guy has a company worth $75 million. Would you be able to know?
Wow.
Because he doesn't wear
Yeah.
Gucci, because he doesn't have a Mercedes, because he doesn't have a mansion. So we come from communities where success has to be visible.
Yeah.
But we are living in a society today where success is not necessarily
Yep.
visible.
Visible.
The people you see on social media with the biggest private jets and aeroplanes flashing drinks
Mhm.
and opening
They're not
chains are the
really there.
poorest guys.
Yeah.
They just hire those things to
Yeah.
make a video. In
Mhm.
fact, they beg from their rich friends
Mhm.
who are not able to even
Mhm.
wear a nice jeans just because
Mhm.
they don't care to
Yeah.
do those videos. So we have to
Yeah.
understand the mindset of what is happening to become successful. The other important thing, if you're a young person coming in, even if you're a middle-aged person, take some risk.
Yeah.
Take some risk. You see, one of the things that holds people back from achieving anything with their life is the fear of failure.
Very true.
People don't want to do anything that involves going out of their comfort zone. As I told you, I've been bankrupted before. I lost houses in foreclosure. I started all over. So I'm not afraid. A lot of times, the challenge I actually have is, my wife is a more conservative person. So
Mhm.
sometimes she goes, man, you are trying to do too many things.
Mhm.
You're trying to invest.
Mhm.
If this goes wrong,
Mhm.
I say, if it goes wrong, then we just start again.
Yeah.
But if it goes right,
Right. We are
would
up
you be
there.
saying this? You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
Exactly. So take some risk, right? Try some new things. Try to unlearn what you've already had as a subconscious bias
Mhm.
and look at America from an open perspective, bro. Have you ever thought about the person who hems your
Mhm.
trousers? Just those basic services,
Mhm.
right? I was thinking to myself the other day, Toridey, and if there's somebody out there listening to me, you Dallas, you Texas, you Atlanta, wherever you are in the world, even if you Cameroon or wherever, listen to me and listen to me carefully. There is a revolution going on today in Africa.
Mhm.
Our cultural looks are changing.
Mhm.
Look at what I have on today. This is not a traditional shirt.
Yeah.
This is the senator shirt.
Mhm.
Traditional dry cleaning services don't know how to handle
Handle
this.
this. Yeah.
They don't know how to handle
They
my
don't come from.
gandura.
Yeah. Of course, they
They
don't
don't
come
know.
from. Yeah. They don't know those
They don't
things.
know. But each of us, at least 9 out of 10 African men in America,
Mhm.
have senator outfits. The women have a lot of traditional outfits.
Yellow back. My brothers for yellow back under the year.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope. Right?
Yeah.
Who is going to be cleaning those outfits? Right?
Yeah.
My brother is out there in Canada,
Mhm.
Don Plexo Sache,
Mhm.
right? He's one of the best cultural designers.
Yep.
Mabel Boma is there in New York. Shout
Yep.
out to Mabel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The Togo movement.
Yep.
They are making all these beautiful
Beautiful
outfits,
outfits.
Kibone, and all these people.
Yeah.
Who is going to be cleaning
Clean
them?
for us.
Have we thought about it?
That.
I took my senator outfits to a dry cleaner. I came back. I was so disappointed. I
Yeah.
said, Lord, I'm going to die.
Yeah. And this
Somebody,
is
God help
something you
me.
value.
Is there somebody providing that service, that customized
Yep.
service for our community?
Wow.
So we shouldn't. So for people coming in, think big.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start small.
Yeah.
It's very important. I hope that helps.
Boss, man, you're saying all this is deep, guys. Please share and share and share this video, share and share and share this video because we this is how we can grow the community. This is how we can move to that place where it is like we have to clock in we are not saying 9 to 5 is wrong. We're not saying 9 to 5
It's
is
still
bad,
good.
but
Hmm.
then we want to get to that place where we lay a good foundation for the people that will
Yes.
come after us. We don't want to have very few examples because that is the one thing that actually at the talk grammar again plenty. That the one thing that will over happen will be that will grow, that will
Yes.
come out.
Yeah.
If you know be teacher, you need to work for government, you need to be lawyer, you need to be
Mm.
doctor,
Uh-huh.
you are
You're a
nobody.
failure.
So now the only examples in that will be get me. I ever tell my friends, they say we need to create as many as possible examples. Make some begin grow. You want think about having a media, you think about Toridey. Oh, there's this
Mm-hmm.
grand way we don't do Toridey, it be end for the level, or it be reach for the
Mm-hmm.
level, or nine that for that BB level. Make some begin grow. You want think about like you were talking, dry cleaning services. We have Yellowback. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? You
Yes.
we want to talk about design. We have people like G Money, JFL.
Yes.
We have people like Stallion. We have people like
Yes.
Sasha
Yeah.
Duplex. We won't get so many examples. Like one get people that they do lawn more. One get people that they do we get
Mm-hmm.
so many mechanics nowadays, which is good.
Awesome.
One
Mm-hmm.
get the IT people, then two. One get the nurses and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. But one get a diverse pool
Feel,
where our
yes.
kids can just look and be like, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
I want to become like this person, and they can
Mm-hmm.
easily because one
Mm-hmm.
thing our community fail to understand is the fact that where we are coming from, whether you like it or not, it affect the way we think and the way we do things every year. The picking with the bonum, in as much as they go to the schools and they learn whatever they're learning over
Mm-hmm.
there, the foundation we give them for house, it come up for Cameroon.
True.
So they get to get that understanding. You understand? So if, for instance, he wants to become a designer, designing outfits from where we come from, right? It go easy for him to learn from some person where he come up for that place than for the go learn from some person where he go learn for some person. You understand?
Yes.
So let's just push and push and push and see. Yeah, boss, you want to say
You,
something?
you certainly make a wonderful point, Toridey. You make, in fact, and that brings me to the next very important thing I want to
Mm-hmm,
tell anybody moving to America.
mm-hmm,
As long as you're in America, you have legal stay.
mm-hmm,
It's very important to create a business,
mm-hmm.
whether you work or not.
Yep.
Whether you can still have your full-time employment
Any man will
and
never
still
very do
own.
after he see which way or former man
Of
the
course,
duty, taxes and all
of
of that. Then
course,
you the joke.
you are joking.
Continue.
Exactly
Continue,
right.
boss. Yeah.
Now it becomes a platform. You talked about the audacity. Let me tell you a story. I have
Mm-hmm,
three beautiful daughters,
mm-hmm,
gorgeous girls, kind, loving, hardworking. I asked my first daughter, she's 17, she just started driving. She'll be turning 17 in July.
mm-hmm,
I said, what do you want to do with your life? She told me, well, Daddy, I'm debating between going to med school, becoming a cardiologist, and
mm-hmm,
becoming a CRNA like my mother. I said,
mm-hmm,
oh, that's good. I asked my second daughter, what do you want to do? She's 13. She said, Daddy, I've decided I want to be an entrepreneur.
mm-hmm,
Hmm?
mm-hmm,
Doesn't always say that.
mm-hmm.
A few days later, she comes and knocks on my door. I'm working. I said, I'm busy, baby. Come on. She comes back 3, 4 because she's very
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
persistent. Comes back 5 times. I said, okay, what do you need? She says, he has a laptop in her hand. She said, Daddy, I have a presentation for you. I said, okay, go ahead.
Wow.
Hurry up. I'm working. She opens her laptop and she does a 14 PowerPoint page presentation
Mm-hmm.
on her business plan for her lip gloss business.
Wow.
Today, I'm sharing this. I'm a very humble person. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like to talk about my father idol
Mm-hmm.
usually, but it's one of those things that was an example to me because I started thinking, I wish somebody gave us that audacity to feel audacious
Yep.
at 13, 14, right?
Yep.
She shared her 14-page PowerPoint plan explaining her product, her marketing plan, her sales program, how she plans to promote her product, how she plans to manage accounting. Now, fast forward a little bit. She has done her research on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
followed some mentors, learned how to make it organic lip glosses that are bright. It's called
Wow.
Kiss Me Cosmetic.
Wow.
She chose the name.
Mm-hmm.
She designed her business card and printed it out on my printer. I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
She ordered her little bags from
13
Amazon.
years old.
13-year-old girl. She ordered her little bags from Amazon, where when you buy the product on the back of her business card, she has a promotion on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy this one, use this card. When you buy the
She buy
next
the
one, you
next
have
one
10% off. Toridey, all those things she learned by herself.
herself.
I'm not trying to exaggerate here or make
Wow.
anybody feel good because to me it was a surprise. I didn't
Yep.
realize that we underestimate the capacity of the human mind.
Yeah.
Right, Toridey? Now she goes ahead, designs the products, makes the first 50 batch of the products,
Mhm.
starts selling it in school. I tell her, you got to learn how to do sales.
Mhm.
We go to family reunions, she
Mhm.
starts selling her product.
Yeah.
She's made it. Now she gathers her money. I say, let me see your accounting. She comes with her spreadsheet. She shows me what each product costs,
Mhm.
how much she spent for it, what
Mhm.
the profit is, how much she's trying to pay herself for now she's not making the money.
Mhm.
I say, okay, can you return the loan you took for me? I gave you $100 to kick off. She said, yes, daddy. I cannot give you all now because if I give
Yeah.
you $100,
Yeah.
I won't be able
Run
to
short.
multiply.
Yep.
So I will give you a payment plan every month. I'll pay $10. Today, now, and I know that all of us have that spirit.
Yep.
All those kids out there,
Yep.
right? The only difference is I always told them, my children, that listen, do anything you want to do with your life.
Mhm.
The most important thing, number one, is that it has to be something that can economically sustain you.
Mhm.
But I will support you on anything you want to do.
Yeah.
Because where I have gotten to with my life today, I've understood that if you are going to judge success by the ability to climb a tree,
Tree
between a monkey,
and a
a
crocodile.
crocodile,
Mhm.
who is going to be successful?
Monkey.
Good. If you have to judge success by the ability to swim, between a monkey and
And the fish.
crocodile, who is
Yeah.
going to be
Crocodile.
successful? Good. So sometimes we tend to judge success by one standard. To be successful, just like you said, I have a comedian who I watch a lot. He said when she was growing up, success in Nigeria was doctor, lawyer,
Yep.
engineer, or failure.
Yep.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if you are young, you are new in America, you're coming in, understand that the platform is yours to take.
Wow.
I really believe that in this generation of African immigrants, between our children and our children's children at the latest, African immigrants are going to produce a president of America.
Boss, if I not take question, then people will kill me.
No,
Man,
let's do
man,
that.
man, look through and then-
Please do. I'm sorry. I know I just kept going and
No,
going
no,
and
no, no,
going.
no. Like even me, I actually, man, I just enjoy the conversation. Oh God, man, see for we get question them. Hi, Papa God, oh. Oh God. By the way, shout out to everyone who is watching. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you guys for the comments. Thank you guys. So we'll take a few questions and then we'll go ahead for conclude because we are already at 1 hour 7 minutes. It doesn't even feel like 1 hour 7 minutes. The first question I want to take on now.
That's when you told me 45 minutes. I was like,
I'm
we could
like
go
I
for two
feel like
hours.
we can
People will
do a part
notice.
two either tomorrow or I don't know. I know you have a
Uh-huh.
program with your our sister Sai
Yes.
Fogwe. We'll see how we pull that, but then if we
Okay.
can do a
Now I
part
can come
two,
again.
yeah,
We can
man, we
plan another
definitely
time.
need to plan on another topic and just
Absolutely.
because we never
No
really
problem.
talk about your person, the motivational speaker, like that person. We talk more about you and I know saying that
Uh-huh.
you will be passionate about people,
Correct.
what they can do, immigrants, what they can do to get to their feet and
Mhm.
all of that. Now, the first question now, your challenges. What was your biggest challenge when you got to the US
Mhm.
and how you tumble them? How you throw
Okay.
them for them?
That's a good question, and it's a question I get all the time. I think
Mm-hmm.
when I think about it, I mean, first of all, I was privileged because I came into the US. I had a 3-year visa from
Mm-hmm.
the program I came into. So I didn't really have too much of a challenge from that perspective. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, but I had a challenge after that, just trying to, transform that into permanent stay. That's something
Mm-hmm.
else. We cannot discuss that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think the biggest challenge I had was to believe
Mm-hmm.
that I deserve a juicy and chunky piece
Of the
of
cake.
the American dream cake. I want that to sink in first.
Yep. 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 Yep.
That is why, Toridey, I
Mm-hmm.
committed to myself
Mm-hmm.
that I'll spend the rest of my life changing the minds and letting people believe in themselves.
Wow.
That's why my brand logo,
Mm-hmm.
what entails my entire brand,
Mm-hmm.
is you are enough. Have you ever asked yourself why that brand you are enough?
No, I've not done that.
Because 99% of the times we are looking for validation from
From
somewhere.
somewhere
We
else.
always think we need some other thing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We still need to practice better. We need to do this better. Meanwhile, everything we need
It's
to be
enough already.
successful is already in us. I told you about even my own experience
Mm-hmm.
from 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I was not to really get my YouTube channel. I need to get some professional cameras, the lighting. I need to learn how to do videography. I need to do this. Little did I know
That you
that this
can
is
use
all
your
I
phone.
need.
Of course. And you came
I
here today and I told
underestimated
you,
the
yep,
capacity of my phone.
yep.
All the videos you see I put
See,
out there is my phone.
good videos.
That's it.
Yep.
Number two, oh no, I have to make sure the script is right. So if I'm recording a 12-minute YouTube video, things have to be good. They have to edit it so there's no no.
By the way, we'll not discuss none of the question the way when I see I don't even write, even me, I don't write down the question anyway. It was going to be a conversation because I wanted to have my time with someone that I have so much love and respect for. Like unscripted. By the way, anybody don't come with Toridey know me. I need to give you question. What I like ask, I need to give you the question with
Yes.
story.
Yes.
I know the story, though the story will meet up for that corner side them.
Yes.
Now that seems story, though the story
Good
and for
story,
years. So
yeah.
boss,
Let it
continue.
continue. Yes. So that was my biggest challenge. Believing that all I need to be successful is within me. Now, when you believe, you take action. There's a Chinese adage that says, when you think, you act. When you act, you fail. When you fail, you learn. When you learn, you act again. And when you act again, you succeed.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
So the faster you start failing, the faster you become successful. So the biggest challenge I had for the person who asked that question was believing in myself. That is why I tell everybody. You see, people sometimes invest a lot of money in the wrong things. Okay, I'll give you a simple example, bro. You see somebody, I can organize a seminar today, right? And upliftment, empowerment seminar, and I charge $200 a pop for people to come and attend. I'll guarantee you a lot of people will say, no, $200 is expensive. But those same people don't mind buying a blue label for $250. But the difference is, I'm not saying blue label is not
It's
good.
not
You should
blue,
enjoy
yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
right? You can take a drink. I love it. I drink it all the time. I go to Atlanta. My brother, President Scott Nyambi, that's how he welcomes me. I love it. But what I'm
President
saying is
Scott,
that
I'm coming for you, though. Yeah.
what I'm saying is that you are investing in knowledge and transformation of your mind. It has no value because your mind is what can make you a farmer, a pauper, a successful entrepreneur, a president, or the greatest that the world has ever been. Remember Muhammad Ali? What was he saying? I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
He told himself that so many times he finally
believed
believed it.
in it. Yeah.
And he became the greatest.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that invest in your mind. Invest in what? In your mind. We all have coaches in life. You're doing sports today, you have people coaching you on how your muscles should work. We all go to the gym. There is no mental gym. The mental gym is motivational and inspirational speakers like us. When we organize seminars, attend those seminars. Well, let me ask you a question, Toridey, and I'm asking this to even the audience. If I ask each and every one of you listening to me today, give me a worth of what I've shared with you today and some of the things you've learned. If I ask you to evaluate it in money, how much should I have charged you for this information?
Most of those say $250, $100, $200. But for me, I know what it's worth. It should not be less than $500,000 to $1 million.
Okay.
Yep. This is 1 hour of your time. This is 1 hour of compressed information. This is 1 hour of your experience for more than 1 hour. I know how it is valued at the risk you took from Austin to get to this place. And if one evaluate all that thing, then for me, it's from $500,000 upwards. Yeah.
But you see, Toridey, the reason I'm saying that is not of course the money thing, but I wanted everyone to understand how to ascribe value. We as a people, right? We have to spend a lot of time, effort, and resources investing in ourselves.
So
I'm not talking about the things people see, the clothes and shoes.
yeah.
No, I am talking about the mind. The mind, Toridey. Because let me tell you, I just talked about the story of my 13-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
I looked at her and said, my darling girl, it's okay. I believe in you. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Become an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Imagine that by the time she is 23 years old, she has 10 years experience of failing and trying and failing. Is there any reason why by the time she is 30 years old, 17 years later, she should not be worth $40 million?
Definitely she will be.
I don't know if I
He
make
go,
sense,
he go,
Toridey.
oh, definitely, boss. Because he could already make all he mistake them. He don't make all he mistake them. So at that time, it is just cruise.
That's the idea, right? So as a people, we have to start prioritizing investing in knowledge. And when I say investing in knowledge, it's not necessarily structured
Wow.
school. I'm talking about going out and seeking knowledge. I'll give you a simple example. I'm taking an online program today on philosophy.
Mhm.
You know why? Because when you think about everything about humanity, right? The way the human construct works, the
Mhm.
way society works, there are some people who were great thinkers.
Mhm.
They didn't have the best shoes,
Mhm.
they didn't have the money, they didn't have the cars, but their minds
Mindset was different.
transformed humanity, right?
Mhm.
So I asked myself, Gustav, why don't you take that knowledge, package it with your inspiration, package it with your experience, and see how much you can expand your mind more?
Mhm.
Because you have to keep learning. It's a
Yep. Yep.
continuous process. Today we have all kind. You want to learn anything, you can learn on
Learn.
YouTube. It's free, right? What are we doing with those resources? Toridey brings all kinds of people to kind of share wonderful knowledge. A few weeks ago, I saw my friend from the University of Yaoundé, Dr. Vivian,
Mhm.
right? She was here
Mhm.
with another colleague,
Dr.
and
Tem and
Dr.
Eddie.
Tem Edith Pikwa was here. They were talking about marriage and all that stuff. You've brought different people here.
Mhm.
My friend Leon Ganda had been
Mhm.
here and talking about starting from the bottom.
Mhm.
Grand
Julio.
Julio of the Dallas area, a lot of different
Nkongo,
people, right?
Agbo Gibet, so
This
many people.
Agbo Gilbert has been here, Koko has been
Mhm.
here, our great leader. Listen, this stuff is so much value which is coming to people free.
Mhm.
But do we understand the value of that? Because until your mind is transformed, you can never get to where you want to be.
Boss, more go for your YouTube and
Okay,
LinkedIn.
Papa.
Tell us about your YouTube and
Mhm.
so people, because we're rounding up already,
Okay.
so those who are following can at least know where to,
To reach out to me.
yeah, to reach out to you.
Okay.
Tell us about your
No,
YouTube
my
and your
yeah,
Facebook. Mhm.
absolutely. So on Facebook, everywhere, on Instagram, on Facebook, Gustav B. Achu is my name. On
Mhm.
YouTube, I am You Are Enough by Gustav B. Achu, and that's the platform. You Are Enough by Gustav B. Achu. It might not be a bad idea. Maybe after this, you could just share the link
Mhm.
on the different areas where people send comments, right?
Mhm.
Please go out there, subscribe to the channel for additional information. I post uplifting videos, I post instructional videos, I post videos especially focused on uplifting and being able to empower the immigrant man and woman to be
Mhm.
able to be successful in America and everywhere they are. Now, very important too, it's not only for that, but you might be sitting maybe somewhere in Douala now, in Cameroon, maybe Burkina Faso, in Nigeria, Ghana, wondering what is in this for me, right? There is everything in it for you. You know why? Because you are living in the best and the luckiest time the world has ever seen. You are living in a time where there is no longer any geographical limitation to your ability and the ability for you to become something significantly successful, right? I have my cousins in Cameroon today. I'm working with them. You know what I'm working with them on? Learning the skill to do editing videos, doing flyers, and basic things like that. You know why? Because I go on Fiverr, which is a platform around the world for gig services, and I pay people in Bangladesh. I pay people in Norway. I pay people in England to edit my videos, to do flyers for me, right? Every month I spend close to $250, $300. That's $150,000 somebody can be France, somebody can be making easily sitting at the comfort of their home in Douala or in Bafut or in Bamenda just with the internet. So wherever you are today, my friend Tafoniba has a platform training people on IT programs like AWS. I also have one, Icon IT, training people on different things on how they can plug themselves into the global economy. But all of that will only happen when your mind starts believing that it's possible, that you are enough. So the You Are Enough channel on YouTube, please go ahead, subscribe to it. It's a channel where I just try to keep reinforcing, try to
Sometimes you
convince you.
start at the
Even
bottom.
if you don't want to be confused, I will force you, I will talk on your head until you believe that you are enough. So you can go out and achieve your full potential.
Wow. Boss, I'm actually, guys, you know, just permit me small. The travel go for that. You are enough. The channel, so you guys get to see it. I don't know why this thing the one delay me.
Correct. And
Yeah.
and it's important to during this time to
Mhm.
go ahead and share Toridey, invite more people to come to and join the Facebook page, right? Because
Mhm.
sharing is loving. Share the information, everybody. Get people aligned. You know, and one of the things I think it's important to understand is that as a young Cameroonian, as a young African today, there is, yes, that's the page. There is a revolution going on.
Guys, that's the page. Please go ahead and so you are enough is one word with Gustav B. Achu. So many
Absolutely.
videos, so many beautiful content.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and
I hope my bald head doesn't reflect on somebody's face. Yeah, it's a pleasure. So I share videos once a week on that, and
Mhm.
then I share a lot of short videos every day. You
Mhm.
know, just basic advices and things like that. But you know, one of the interesting things to read, and I always tell people this, right?
Mhm.
You know, when we have conversations like this, even when I record my videos, I do my YouTube live shows and things like that. One of the things people don't realize is that it also has an impact on me.
Yeah, very true.
It also uplifts me.
Mhm.
I'll tell you a very interesting story. One time in Minnesota, many years ago, right? My wife was driving. She worked downtown in the hospital. So she was driving and she got a ticket, right? So she told me, no, she doesn't want the ticket. She will protest that ticket. The ticket is not fair. Let's go down to the court. So the day we decided to go down to the court in Minneapolis, in St. Paul, as we got down, the court, we parked about 2 blocks from the courthouse. And so we had to walk to the court. As we're walking to the court, we got to the stoplight that we have to cross across to go to the court. As we got to that stoplight, we were waiting, and I saw this gentleman, probably 40 years old, but look beaten.
Mhm.
You know, life has given
Mhm.
him
Beating
a
him,
tough
yeah,
time. He was pushing all his worldly possessions in a
in the
shopping
cart.
cart,
Oh Lord.
and he got to stand next to us, and something transformational happened to me that day, Toridey. And he looked at me and he said, "How are you doing, sir?" With a smile on his face. I said, "I'm fine. How are you?" That guy never said, "I'm fine." Listen to what he said. He said, "I feel blessed today. It's an awesome day to be alive." I looked at that guy, Toridey. He had all his worldly possessions in the
In the
cart.
cart.
He probably doesn't know when his next meal is going to come. He's certainly not sure where he's going to have good sleep, probably under a bridge or somewhere, right? He
Yeah.
doesn't even have the ability to plan for next week. He doesn't even have a 401k or big dreams of becoming a millionaire
Mhm.
or building a platform that can impact the world. The only way he could impact the world is by looking at me and saying, "You know what?
I'm
In
blessed.
spite of all these challenges, I feel blessed today. It's an awesome day to be alive." And you know what?
Mhm.
Since then, I adopted that greeting. That is how I greet. You ask me, "How are you?" I will never say, "Fine, man." I'll say, "I feel blessed today. It's an awesome day to be alive." And you know the benefits I've reaped from that?
Mhm.
I've gotten jobs.
Yeah.
One of my first IT jobs, I interviewed for that job and I got the job. And when I started working, I went out with the supervisor to have coffee, you know. Her name is Cynthia. I can never forget. Cynthia said, "Gustav, let me tell you something. When we interviewed you, we interviewed 35 other people. And in terms of technical ranking, you're one of the lowest. But when I spoke to you on the phone, I asked you, 'Gustav, how are you?' And you said, 'I feel blessed. It's an awesome day to be alive.' I've been working in IT for 30 years. I've been a manager for 15 years. Nobody has ever responded to me in a way that uplifted my spirit.
Wow.
And I had to bring you on the team because I learned that skills can be learned, but attitude is what keeps the team working. That's how I got a job. I go to the airport. I'm a big guy, as you see, tall
Mhm.
guy. But of course, I'm still building the
Mhm.
business. I don't fly business.
Mhm.
I fly, yeah.
Mhm.
But I go to the airport. I walk to the counter. I look at the person serving me. I look at their name. I say, "Hey, how you doing, Toridey?" He says, "Fine. How are you, sir?" I say, "I feel blessed today. Awesome day to be alive. Do you mind? I'm a big guy. I'm still working on the plan to get that private jet. But if you have an exit row seat, you need a volunteer. I will not mind being a volunteer." Would they tell me no?
No.
What did I do else?
Wow.
Just positive. That's all I did. I was just a positive guy with a smile. We all have it. We come from a community in Africa where smile is part of
Yeah.
our life.
Yeah.
We are upbeat people. We are loving people. These are some of the key qualities we come to America with,
With.
which we already have. We think we need something more. We don't need nothing more. Start with what you have. Shake hands, smile with people, introduce yourself. If you need to build your confidence, go to YouTube today, type it, confidence building videos. Go to Udemy. You will see trainers who can teach you how to build confidence for $10. Buy it. Smile in front of the mirror. Practice how you want to come on Toridey and how you want people to see your face.
How you want to come on Toridey and confuse Toridey because Toridey is spending more time learning instead of hosting the show.
It's part of the process.
No, see,
You
boss,
are, you are a sponge. You are learning
boss,
to.
man, this is a blessing, and I think we should plan for something.
Yes.
Tomorrow, I know you have other things to do. Once you leave here or after this show,
Yeah,
we'll
we'll plan
probably
for
talk about
something
it.
maybe a
Yeah,
few weeks from
yeah.
today. Yes.
But we really need to do something, man. Is there another
Absolutely.
thing you wanted us to talk about? At least.
No, it's just a great pleasure. The one thing I just wanted to leave with everybody, right? You know, there's something I always leave my audiences with. I might not know you. I might never have a chance to meet you in person. I am grateful for the opportunity to be on this platform to speak to you directly today. I pray that my information, the message I'm sharing with you, go past your mind, which is a filter to your dreams, and go straight to your heart. I don't know what circumstance you were raised in. I don't know what challenges you might have faced in your life. I don't know the number of people that have spoken to you about your capacity to not amount to much. But I want to tell you today, look at you straight in the eye and say they lied to you because you are enough. You are capable. You are able. You can do and become whatever it is that you put your mind to this. I don't say it to make you feel good. I don't say it to make you feel special. I am saying that yes, you are special. You are a masterpiece, and there are no two masterpieces that are the same because there is something that you're born to do that only you can deliver at that level of excellence. So be well, be blessed, and never stop being a blessing to somebody. Until next time, it's been Gustav B. Achu on Tory Day live show. Have a wonderful one.
Boss, thank you very much for coming, guys. Una sister knows, yeah, no. Blessing, blessing, blessing. And we'll continue to have people like him. And that is the one thing I keep telling people. Our community is blessed with people like this. Thank God people like him are building his own platform to make sure he reaches out to the community 100%. We also have platforms like this and many other platforms, and we'll continue to push to make sure we at least leave this world or leave our community better than the will be meet up. I
Absolutely.
don't know if I want to talk any other thing again, man. It was a
Are there any
beautiful day.
questions you wanted us to?
Uh,
If not, that's fine. I think
yeah,
we've
I
had
think we had
we've
1
had
hour
a
30
yeah, no,
minutes.
oh,
Yeah.
1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, that should be good. No, it was a great
Yeah,
pleasure,
no,
man.
no, no, no. Thank you.
Today, the
Thank
joy
you.
and pleasure is mine. All the best, man. I pray that you continue to do what you do. The results are showing, right? The impact is coming through. Don't worry about likes,
Mhm.
comments.
Yeah,
Those are important, but a lot of people have been touched.
yeah.
A lot of people sometimes just don't come online to tell
Mhm.
you the
Yeah,
impact,
yeah,
right?
that's true.
I can show you messages people at the last many months.
Mhm,
I was at a funeral in Houston last week.
mhm,
Over 15 people came to me at different times. Mr.
mhm,
Achu, this is my cousin called me to say,
mhm,
hey, they listened to one of your videos. They were looking at life and they were thinking of, you know, taking away their life.
wow.
And they listened to one of their videos, hope to reach out to
Mhm,
somebody to help and talk to them.
wow.
So when you hear things like that, you understand it's bigger. The calling is bigger
Of
for you,
course, of
it's
course.
bigger for me, and everything else,
Yeah.
whatever it is you're doing, just think about the bigger good.
Mhm.
Everything else will come. Thank you, Toridey. It's a great pleasure, man.
I feel like if we go on and on and on and on, but more live and so we'll see what we
Yes,
can do either today or tomorrow. At the end of the day, it will be actually for my sister Sai Fogwi, a podcast, and it will be now another very, very beautiful conversation because guess what? These are two extremely smart people who are community oriented. When I use the word community oriented, what I'm talking about is people who have decided to invest in their community. Now, the small theory I've got out today, don't forget to leave us more comments. It go read comments them, it go read questions them, it go respond. You understand? Any person who feels like you want to reach out to him personally, number or an email. So someone wants to reach out to you personally.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm,
763.
mm-hmm,
Sorry, email is achugustav@gmail.com.
mm-hmm.
But mostly they can send me personal messages on my different platforms, right?
Okay,
On YouTube, on Facebook,
okay,
right? Just for security reasons, I won't
okay.
share my emails and phone number, but they can use, messages on all our social media platforms. We are very, very responsive to that.
Okay.
Mhm.
So guys, go ahead, follow him. If you have personal questions, you want mentorship, you want maybe your mentee, reach out to him. Let us build this community, man. Let's do
Yes.
something.
I have
Mo-
mentorship programs too.
yeah,
Yeah.
let us do something that can actually get our community to where we want it to be. And it's more to it. I've got time for today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
Boss, this was
Awesome.